You got 2 minutes, Sean.
Gonna make it?
Yeah. Just gotta get it together.
Sean?
Yeah.
Love watching your work. You got 60 seconds.
First to face the skills test is 29-year-old Sean, who is a senior sous chef at a fine dining restaurant in London's Covent Garden.
I became a chef out of pure accident. I originally wanted to do art. I was working part-time in a pub restaurant making sandwiches and fell in love with it. I definitely think that art is a big part of my food. I love my place to look immaculate, clean, with a little bit of theatre. The skills test, no matter what level of chef you are, you could walk in there and there could be something that you haven't touched for years. So I think will be a lot of pressure, but hopefully make it through. Service.
Hello, Sean.
Hello.
It's not often we have a chef with 3 stars already.
Cheers.
This, of course, is the skills test. This one was set by Marcus.
Sean, welcome. I would like you to take off the 4 fillets of the place, poach them, serve it with a beurre blanc sauce and a garnish of your choice. I'm going to give you 15 minutes. Off you go.
Cheers.
So you've clearly done this before, Sean?
Yes, absolutely. I worked in a seafood restaurant for about 4 or 5 years in London. So, yeah, feel comfortable with it.
You've had 5 minutes, you've got your fillets off and you've skinned them.
Yeah.
So now, what do we do now?
I'm going to start working the sauce and then start getting together a poaching liquid.
Just over halfway, OK, Sean, you've got 7 minutes left. So you've still got a fair amount to do, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got 2 minutes, Sean.
Gonna make it?
Yeah. Just gotta get it together.
Sean?
Yeah.
Love watching your work. You've got 60 seconds. Come on, son. Come on, chef. Finished?
Yes.
Well done.
Your approach to the challenge and the way you worked was excellent. The filleting of the fish, you removed the fillets with ease and with beautiful flair. The preparation of the sauce was good. Overall, I think you've produced a very good plate of food.
Thanks.
Sean, I think that's excellent. My only criticism is that I think there's just too much vinegar in the sauce and a little lack of seasoning. But overall, that's a very, very good attempt.
You clearly know what you're doing, but you also, got a bit flustered, and that's normal. First test in. So, good start for you.
Sean, you are obviously a chef who knows his craft. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you cook again. Off you go.
He did well.
You did brilliantly well.
Good lad.
When I walked in the room and I saw the place on the table, I was extremely happy. So couldn't have asked for a better skill set.
Next is 27-year-old head chef Mark, who works at a traditional country pub in the Lake District.
I've always wanted to be a chef. I was in kitchens from a young age, 13, 14, as soon as I could. Absolutely love it, yeah. Yeah, can't beat it. I am inspired by the countryside. Cumbria is fantastic for food. I do a lot of hunting and forage when I can. The whole county is just a big pantry. It's brilliant. My style of food is really tasty and appetising, but also filling. At the end of the day, when people are paying good money for something, it's got to be right.
Mark, I'd like you to fillet the place and poach it, served with a beurre blanc sauce and a garnish of your choice. Done some fish work before?
Yeah, lots, yeah. I live on the coast, so yeah, I can't beat it.
15 minutes.
Yep.
Off you go.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen it filleted and skinned at the same time. Where'd you pick that up?
I don't know, it just seemed to work quite well, so...
So, what got you into cooking?
Something that I did with my parents. I didn't really want to go down the line of tool making and machining like my brother and dad, so I can cook, so followed that, really.
You've had 5 minutes, OK? So you've got 10 minutes to go.
Yep.
How are you thinking of making your sauce?
Classic bleu blanc, so we'll go with a little bit of white wine vinegar and sweat down some shallots, and then cool it a little bit with some water.
You've got 3 minutes to cook your veg and plate up, yeah? It's about 10 seconds left. Come on, let's finish it up. You done?
Done.
Well done.
Positive point is you got a dish up. The not so positive points are some of your working methods.
Right, okay.
When you're filleting the fish, taking the fillet off and the skin at the same time is silly. Right. It's wasting time. Take the fillet off and skin it when it's on the board. The time that it was in the poaching liquid, far too long. And secondly, all the water now is coming out onto the plate. You don't really want to serve garnishes pan-fried in brown butter when you're serving a poached dish. You're serving a poached dish, poach the garnish.
I've made many a beurre blanc. I've never, ever had to add water to it. Got some great ingredients, some white wine there was some lemon, stock. It's actually starting to split.
It's far from perfect, but then it's also far from a disaster. Fish is slightly overcooked and your sauce is a little too sharp. However, watching you work, I think you know what you're doing.
Mark, I actually think it is a bit of a disaster.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, OK.
I think there are working methods in here that if you're working in my kitchen, you'd get told off for. If it's the first time you've been in the kitchen, you've still got your signature dish to go, and I hope it's going to be a little bit better than this.
Thank you, Chef.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon.
I'd like to see him come back fighting.
I think he'll come back fighting. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, just gutted, really. I know fine well that I can do that better. Oh, silly mistakes.
I'm into this, mate. I've got the lovely fresh flavour of broccoli. I've got a little bit of sharpness. I've got a little bit of saltiness. I've got a creaminess as well. That's a pretty good effort.
Now, one of the ways I'm going to prepare this is a simple puree. So to do that, I need this to cook very quickly.
I think puree will be one out of the three I think we'll definitely get.
So I want to do a crumb. So all I'm going to do is shave. The crumb I'm deep frying, so it's going to crisp up.
This fascinates me. I've never seen this before.
It actually brings texture, but also an almost caramelized sort of flavor to the dish. The stems I'm going to roast in some butter, a bit of garlic and some hard herbs.
When I was a teenager, broccoli was quite posh.
You just read my mind.
Was it?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It is not something that was a common vegetable. It was actually quite expensive.
You want to add a little bit more flavor to it. For the puree, it needs to be cooked enough that it's going to break down and go smooth. Broccoli, if it's not strained properly, it can be quite watery.
Lovely, vivid colour.
Some cream just to help it get smooth. They need to check the consistency. When they taste, you can find if it's still grainy or lumpy. Go back into the oven to check on my broccoli. Now, to garnish my dish, there's just a little bit of whipped goat's cheese. A bit of cream, touch of lemon zest.
I think a little bit of lemon and sort of the sharpness of the goat's cheese just brings a touch of acid to this dish.
That's everything ready for me to go. So, quite simply, spread it onto the plate. And then I finish it with my crumb. And there we have it. Broccoli, 3 different ways, garnished with a little goat's cheese.
That is cleverness bordering on genius.
Broccoli 3 ways could be boring if our chefs do not use their imagination. It's a tough challenge. It seems so simple, but yet it's so tough.
First up is 30-year-old Ben.
Ben, welcome to MasterChef. All right, it's all about cooking, so you'll be fine, right?
Well, we can hope so.
This is the skills test. This one was set by Monica.
I would like you to make us a dish showcasing the broccoli in 3 different ways.
OK.
And use some of the ingredients on the table here as your garnish. Ben, 20 minutes, off you go.
Broccoli 3 ways, there you go. But you didn't expect that, Ben, did you?
No, I didn't, to be quite honest with you.
Ben, have you got a plan?
Was feeling about doing a lightly seasoned broccoli puree with a slight bit of cream. I'm going to do some grilled broccoli with a slight bit of honey, and then I'm going to do some poached broccoli seasoned with thyme and lemon.
Why did you become a chef then?
My granddad was a chef, and he was a pastry chef at the Savoy back in the 70s.
What, in London?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And after going through school, it's something that I wanted to pursue.
You've had 5 minutes, Ben.
Okay. Being honest with you, that hasn't worked. I've not put enough broccoli into the puree for starters, so it's just a bit wishy-washy.
What can you do to fix it?
I can make it into a sauce for the other 2 components.
There you go, let's do something about it.
Yep.
So we got broccoli in the oven with pine nuts.
Yes.
We've got broccoli boiling there, and now we've got a broccoli sauce.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I've just added a little bit of lemon zest to it. I'm also going to amalgamate some of cheese into it, just to give it a little bit more body.
Ben, the time has flown. You've got 5 minutes left, chef.
Yes, chef.
All right, we've got to get this together.
Yes, chef.
Are you finished?
Yes, chef.
You had probably a minute or so left over.
Ben's dish is boiled broccoli, honey roasted broccoli with pine nuts, and a broccoli and goat's curd sauce.
You try to make a puree, but you added too much water to it. But I like that you try to fix it and make something else out of it.
I am disappointed with the dish. Watching you make the broccoli puree, the broccoli had only been in the water for a matter of a minute. So the broccoli puree was never going to come to life because the broccoli wasn't cooked. Felt you could have shown us a little bit more of imagination.
I do like the honey across the broccoli. I didn't think of that. I like the sweet notes. And I think with a better consistency, the goat's curd through the puree might have worked as well. but I think this threw you a little bit. You do have another opportunity to show us what you can do, so don't write off your chances just yet.
Thank you very much. It's quite demotivating when you are confronted with things that you know you can do and your head just doesn't cooperate with you. But I suppose that's extreme pressure.
Next is Dean, a 29-year-old private chef from Scotland.
I've cooked for Danish royals, British royals, and billionaires from all around the world. I think I can win this competition because I'm quite original with my style of cooking. This competition is the biggest thing I've done career-wise. I feel nervous, excited, and a little bit afraid.
Dean, I would like you to use this broccoli to make us a fantastic dish. I want it to be imaginative, to be beautiful, and something quite stunning. How does that sound?
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Off you go, Dean, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So what are you thinking, Dean?
I'm thinking some pickled broccoli, seared broccoli, and then some fine shaved raw broccoli.
Sounds good.
Dean, you look very pleased that this was a broccoli challenge.
It's always quite nice to leave the protein out and use vegetables instead.
What kind of kitchen are you working
A
in?
private chef, so working for high-end clients, work all around the world, traveling wherever they travel.
Wow. Any ambitions to do anything else, or you?
Yeah, I do, massively. I want to settle down now and start a restaurant.
Why settle down now? Why stop travelling now?
My girlfriend has just found out, well, we both found out that she's pregnant.
Hey.
So I'm going to be a dad for the first time, so...
Well done, congratulations.
Dean, you're coming to halfway. You're going to be on time by the looks of it.
I think so, yeah. I think almost finished. I'm just going to make, like, a little goat's curd dressing as such.
Dean, you've got 5 minutes, so you've done very well, but also you've got time to really consider this.
OK, yeah.
Looking good, Dean.
Thank you. I'm just going to put a little sprig of this thyme.
You done?
Thank you.
Dean's dish is roasted broccoli, pickled broccoli and raw broccoli shavings, marinated in lemon juice, served with roasted pine nuts and goat's curd.
This is a pressurised environment, but to you it just looks like home. And that's quite rare to see.
I'm into this, mate. I've got the lovely fresh flavour of broccoli. I've got a little bit of sharpness. I've got a little bit of saltiness. I've got a creaminess as well. That's a pretty good effort.
I like that dish a lot. I love the acid running through it, the lemon. The broccoli's delicious. I love the fact it's pickled on there. It's a dish of sitting under the sun.
Nicely put together, and just love how calm you are in the kitchen.
Thank you.
Dean, well done. Off you go. Such confidence in the man.
Good start.
Such confidence.
To get praises from Marcus, Greg and Monica is, yeah, made me really happy. I was expecting one of the judges to maybe not like the dish or some components on the dish, but they all seem to really enjoy it.
Lovely plump oysters just warmed through, and there's so much butter and olive oil, herbs, right amount of seasoning, little bit of lemon. Well done, Will. That's really lovely. Monica, this is your skills test. What are you going to get them to do?
I would like our chefs to make us 3 oysters Rockefeller.
What is oysters Rockefeller?
The actual recipe has been kept as a secret. So
There's only ever been interpretations of it. The most common one you'll see is a vibrant green sort of butter, and then breadcrumbs on top, and then gratinated.
This is really going to test our chefs. Just the opening of oysters, the understanding of what it is you need to do with them. It's not something that chefs do every day.
How long are you going to give them?
I'm giving our chefs 15 minutes.
Come on then, let's do it.
First thing I need to do is my oysters, which I'm going to open.
Where do you go in on those oysters?
Everyone has a different technique, either on the side here or in the back. It's just finding the weak point of the oyster.
They've got to be very, very careful. When they're shocking the oyster, it can break some of the shell and it could end up in the dish, and that is something you really don't want to find. They're going to have shaky hands and they need to be incredibly patient.
You just wiggle it. Be careful, because you go in too deep and you will damage the oyster.
Gorgeous, slippery little things, aren't they?
I've retained the juice of the oysters on purpose. So what I'm going to do is just gently rinse the oysters in here. I'm going to use the brioche, which has already got butter in it. I'm going to make the crumb with the brioche.
The Blitz brioche crumbs are being flavoured with tarragon, spinach, flat leaf parsley, vermouth, and Tabasco sauce.
The strong flavour of the oyster and the lovely warmth of Tabasco. Such a fabulous addition.
You've got to be careful with an oyster because you just don't want to add too many flavours that spoil it.
Invented in a restaurant in New Orleans, the richness of the topping led to it being named after oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller.
So now I'm ready to put everything together.
It's not a dry crumb, is it?
No, it's quite moist, and that's intentionally so.
That's a very bright, vivid green. Beautiful. How long in there?
Just to gratinate, a couple of minutes.
If that hasn't gone a little bit brown, it's not been gratinated, is it?
That's right.
It'll still be raw crumb.
And what you want is that heat to go through the crumb and just gently poach the oyster underneath.
Look at that. Lovely little morsel.
And there you have it, my oysters Rockefeller.
Well, I'm a convert. You retain the natural oyster flavour of the sea, but you've got a slight sweetness and you've got aniseed in there as well. And it's all warm. It's all warm and really quite lovely.
The key thing that I want to see is that opening the oysters, that it's vibrant green, it's gratinated, so it's got a wonderful crumb coating on top.
Thanks for this one, Monica. Let's get them in.
The final chef to take on Monica's test is 24-year-old Will, who is sous chef of a family-run restaurant in Bedfordshire.
When I was young, we used to always go to my nan's house. She was just a fantastic cook. We used to bake cakes, fudges, everything. My dream is one day to have an artisan bakery and name it after my nan. I call it Nana Sue's. That's going to be a hard challenge, but I've still got time to go yet. She is my inspiration. I know she's watching down on me, and I know that she'll want me to smash everything. So.
Will, give us 3 oyster Rockefellers.
Lovely. OK, thank you.
Thank you. Off you go.
Well, you look like you've done that before.
I used to work in a fish restaurant, so we used to do them daily.
How old were you when you started making cakes and fudge with Nan?
8, 9. Sadly, she passed away last year. Just time to make her proud, really.
But she saw you become a chef, though, right?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Did she know she was responsible for that?
Yeah, she did. I made sure, like, every day.
Fabulous.
So I've got spinach, watercress, parsley, and then in here I've got the shallots and the thyme. So I'm going to put the butter in now, and then I'm going to blend it all together to make it like a really green, vibrant sauce.
Right.
You happy with that, Will?
Yes, good. It's rich.
Righto. You've only got 2 minutes left.
Lovely, thank you.
How are they looking, Will?
As good as they can be at the minute. Yeah.
Took about 20 seconds. You're going to have to get them out.
Well, I like that you took your time. You were very gentle with the oysters, and you released them gently from the bottom of the actual shell and then turned them over for the presentation. I like the way that you did that. As for making your oyster Rockefeller, I like the way you made the butter with the green herbs going through it. Yeah, good on you for really giving it a go.
Lovely plump oysters just warm through, and there's so much butter and olive oil, herbs, right amount of seasoning, little bit of lemon. Well done, Will. That's really lovely.
If anything, Will, you could have mixed the butter and herbs with the breadcrumbs, but together on the oyster, it works a treat. You've cracked it, mate. Well done.
I think Grandma would be happy with that, no?
I hope so. Thank you. When I first entered the day, I never thought I'd get positive comments from them all. But receiving them is the best feeling in the world.